Some islands welcome you with warm breezes, others greet you with ghost stories, poisonous snakes, or a history that sends shivers down your spine. Scattered across the oceans are islands where dolls hang in eerie silence, volcanoes exhale toxic gas, and tiny scraps of land hide centuries-old secrets. From remote Pacific atolls to forgotten wartime outposts, these islands aren't your typical tropical getaway. Would you dare visit an island filled with poisonous snakes, haunted legends, or deadly volcanoes? Stay with us as we explore 15 bizarre islands you've never heard of, where the beauty is real, but so is the mystery. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing journeys into the world's strangest and most fascinating places. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. In the quiet canals of Xochimilco, south of Mexico City, lies one of Mexico's eeriest attractions, the Island of the Dolls. According to local legend, Don Julian Santana Barrera, the island's caretaker, discovered the body of a drowned girl decades ago. Moved by the tragedy, he hung a discarded doll in a tree as a tribute to her memory. Over the years, he collected hundreds of weathered dolls, many of which were missing limbs, eyes, or heads, stringing them from trees, fences, and small huts. Santana claimed that the girl's spirit visited him in dreams, and he continued adding dolls until he died in 2001. Visitors can only reach the island by Trajinera, the brightly painted, flat-bottomed boats of Xochimilco. The journey is serene, with canals lined by floating gardens and flowers, but the atmosphere changes abruptly when the hanging dolls come into view. Folklore says some dolls whisper or move on their own, though these tales are part of the island's mystique rather than confirmed fact. Today, the Island of the Dolls is both a cultural curiosity and a piece of living folklore. Whether you visit for the legend, the atmosphere, or the haunting visuals, it remains one of Mexico's most unique and unsettling destinations. Gruinard Island, Scotland. Gruinard Island, off the northwest coast of Scotland, became infamous during World War II when the British military used it for biological weapons testing. In 1942, as part of Operation Vegetarian, scientists detonated anthrax-laden bombs on the island to assess their potential against Nazi livestock. Sheep brought there died within days, demonstrating the pathogen's lethality. The spores, however, proved incredibly persistent, rendering the island unsafe for decades. In 1981, a protest group called the Dark Harvest Commandos publicized the contamination by leaving anthrax-tainted soil from the island at various public locations. This pressured the government to decontaminate the site. Between 1986 and 1990, workers sprayed hundreds of tons of diluted formaldehyde over the island and removed topsoil. On 24th April 1990, Gruinard was officially declared safe and returned to private ownership. Today, sheep once again graze its windswept terrain, but the island's grim history remains. In 2022, a wildfire burned part of the landscape, although no anthrax risk was reported. Gruinard is now uninhabited, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers of germ warfare and the lasting environmental scars left by military experimentation. Its story remains one of the most chilling episodes in British wartime history. Miyake-jima, Japan. Miyake-jima is a volcanic island about 180 kilometers south of Tokyo, part of Japan's Izu Islands. At its heart lies Mount Oyama, an active stratovolcano renowned for its unpredictable eruptions and sulfur dioxide emissions. A major eruption in 2000 forced the complete evacuation of residents for several years. When people were allowed to return in 2005, carrying gas masks was initially mandatory because of lingering toxic gases. Today, gas levels are monitored, and masks are no longer required in daily life, although warning sirens remain in place to alert residents to sudden increases in volcanic emissions. The island's population is smaller than before the evacuation, but life has resumed with fishing, small-scale farming, and tourism. Visitors are drawn to its rugged volcanic scenery, black sand beaches, hiking trails, and rich marine life. Some areas remain off-limits due to unsafe gas concentrations, but much of the island is accessible. Locals balance caution with normal routines, shopping in markets, visiting shrines, and enjoying the island's natural beauty. Miyakijima's story is one of resilience, where residents live in harmony with the ever-present possibility of volcanic activity, maintaining deep ties to their home despite nature's unpredictability. Ilha da Queimada Grande, Brazil. About 20 miles off the coast of São Paulo lies Ilha da Queimada Grande, known worldwide as Snake Island. This rocky, forested island is off-limits to the public by order of the Brazilian government, with access granted only to researchers and the Navy. The reason is its population of 2,000 to 4,000 golden lancehead vipers, Bothrops insularis, among the most venomous snakes on Earth. Their venom is up to 5 times stronger than that of mainland relatives and is specialized for killing migratory birds in seconds. The snakes became isolated thousands of years ago when rising sea levels cut the island off from the mainland. With no ground-dwelling prey available, they adapted to hunting birds, developing extreme venom potency. Legends of fishermen dying gruesome deaths add to its fearful reputation, though these are unverified. Despite the danger, the golden lancehead's venom is of great scientific interest, with potential uses in medicine, including treatments for blood clots and heart disease. However, the species is critically endangered, threatened by habitat loss, disease, and illegal trafficking, where a single snake can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Snake Island remains one of the most dangerous and scientifically valuable locations on the planet. Vanuatu. Vanuatu, an island nation of 83 islands scattered across the South Pacific, offers a striking blend of natural wonders and cultural traditions. Known for lush rainforests, pristine beaches, and active volcanoes, it is home to Mount Yasur on Tanna Island, often called the world's most accessible active volcano. In addition to its natural beauty, Vanuatu is famous for a unique attraction, the world's first underwater post office. Opened in 2003 at Hideaway Island near Port Vila, this submerged post office allows snorkelers and divers to send waterproof postcards stamped with a special embossed mark. Port Vila, the capital, greets visitors with vibrant markets, French-influenced cafes, and a scenic harbor. Beyond the main islands, each island in Vanuatu has its charm. Espiritu Santo is home to Champagne Beach's white sands, while Pentecost Island hosts the traditional land diving ceremony. Tourism is less developed here than in many Pacific nations, making Vanuatu ideal for travelers seeking authenticity. Whether you are hiking volcanic slopes, exploring coral reefs, or sharing kava with locals, the pace of life is slow, the hospitality warm, and the experiences unforgettable. Tashirojima, Japan. Tashirojima, a small island in Miyagi Prefecture, Japan, is famous for its thriving cat population, which outnumbers its human residents. As of recent counts, only around 80 people live on the island, mostly elderly. Cats were originally introduced to control mice in silkworm farms, and fishermen came to view them as lucky, believing that feeding cats would bring prosperity and good fishing. Today, dogs are prohibited to protect the feline residents. The island's devotion to cats is evident in its cat shrine, Neko-jinja, and 51 stone monuments dedicated to felines. Tashirojima is also called Manga Island, due to its cat-shaped cottages designed by well-known manga artists, where visitors can stay overnight. The island maintains a quiet rural lifestyle with no restaurants and only small shops, and visitors are expected to take their trash home. Most tourists arrive by ferry from Ishinomaki, enjoying scenic views and a peaceful pace. Nitoda Port, the main harbor, is where most cats gather to greet arrivals. With its blend of fishing traditions, animal worship, and whimsical manga-inspired touches, Tashirojima offers a unique glimpse into Japan's respect for animals and love of simple island life. Oak Island, Canada. Situated off the coast of Nova Scotia, Oak Island has been the focus of a famous treasure hunt for over 2 centuries. The mystery began in 1795 when locals discovered the Money Pit, a deep shaft that seemed deliberately constructed. Since then, Numerous excavations have uncovered curious finds: wooden platforms, old coins, a lead cross, and other artifacts, but no confirmed treasure. Theories about what lies beneath range from pirate gold and lost royal jewels to relics of the Knights Templar. Over the years, 6 people have died during treasure hunting efforts, a fact that has fueled a popular legend about a curse stating that 7 must perish before the treasure is found. Many experts remain skeptical, suggesting the pit may be a natural sinkhole, yet the intrigue persists. The History Channel series, The Curse of Oak Island, follows brothers Rick and Marty Lagina as they continue the search, revealing new clues and artifacts each season. Neighboring islands have also produced unusual discoveries, hinting that the mystery could extend beyond Oak Island itself. Whether or not treasure is ever recovered, the island's legend has become one of the most enduring in the history of exploration and adventure. Bishop Rock, UK. Bishop Rock, located at the far western edge of the Isles of Scilly, holds a Guinness World Record as the smallest island in the world with a building on it. Measuring roughly 46 meters long and 16 meters wide, this granite outcrop is almost entirely occupied by its lighthouse. Its purpose was to guide ships through one of the most treacherous stretches of the Atlantic, an area responsible for countless shipwrecks. The first lighthouse attempt in 1847, a cast-iron structure, was swept away before completion. A stronger granite tower, completed in 1858, has withstood the ocean's fury for more than 160 years. Standing 49 meters tall, the lighthouse contains 10 floors, including old keeper accommodations and storerooms. It was staffed until 1992, when it became fully automated under Trinity House management. Today, Bishop Rock is uninhabited. The lighthouse remains an enduring marvel of Victorian engineering, an isolated sentinel surrounded by open sea. Its record-breaking status and dramatic location continue to capture the imagination of maritime historians, travelers, and photographers alike. Tory Island, Ireland. Tory Island, Oileán Thorai, sits about 14.5 kilometers off the coast of County Donegal, Ireland, and is the country's most remote inhabited island. Its small population of around 120 to 150 residents lives in a Gaeltacht, Irish-speaking community, known for preserving traditional culture. For generations, the islanders elected a king, Rí Thorai, to act as their spokesperson and welcome visitors. The last king, Patsy Dan Rogers, served until he died in 2018, and no successor has been chosen since. Tory is rich in myth and history. The island features historic landmarks such as the medieval Tau Cross, St. Columcille's Chapel, the Round Tower, and the Old Graveyard. Its rugged cliffs, seabird colonies, including puffins, and past kelp harvesting traditions reflect a strong connection to nature. Art and music remain central to community life, with local artists continuing the legacy of the Tory school painting style. Visitors reach Tory by ferry from Maghiroarty or Bunbeg, experiencing an island where legend, heritage, and creativity meet. Tuvalu. Located in the central Pacific Ocean, roughly halfway between Hawaii and Australia, Tuvalu is one of the smallest and most isolated countries in the world. Covering just 26 square kilometers, it is made up of 9 islands. The country's highest natural point is about 4.6 meters above sea level, making it especially vulnerable to rising seas and climate change. In 2019, Tuvalu recorded around 3,600 tourist arrivals, many of whom traveled on the twice-weekly flights from Fiji. The capital, Funafuti, features sandy beaches, crystal-clear lagoons, and a laid-back atmosphere perfect for activities like snorkeling, fishing, and exploring the surrounding islets. And a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone spanning nearly 750,000 square kilometers. Tuvalu's isolation has helped preserve its environment and traditional way of life. The tropical climate brings steady trade winds for much of the year, with a wetter, stormier season from November to March. Severe storms are uncommon, but the nation remains at risk from extreme weather. Visiting Tuvalu offers travelers a chance to experience a slower rhythm of life, in one of the world's most remote and culturally intact destinations, Kiribati. Kiribati is a remote Pacific island nation unlike any other. It is the only country whose land territory lies in all four hemispheres: northern, southern, eastern, and western. Spread across 3.5 million square kilometers of ocean, it consists of 32 atolls and one raised coral island, Banaba. These islands are grouped into the Gilbert, Phoenix, and Phoenix Islands. The capital, South Tarawa, sits in the Gilbert Islands and serves as the political and economic center. Kiribati's Kiritimati, Christmas Island, is the world's largest coral atoll by land area, attracting visitors for its fishing, diving, birdwatching, and untouched beaches. Once a British colony, Kiribati gained independence in 1979. Today, it faces challenges such as climate change and limited natural resources, yet it maintains a strong cultural identity. The Australian dollar is the official currency, and the economy depends heavily on fishing licenses, copra production, and foreign aid. Life on most islands moves at the rhythm of the sea and sun. For travelers, Kiribati offers true isolation, horizons unbroken by buildings, peaceful lagoons, and sunsets that feel entirely your own. Bonaire. Bonaire, located in the southern Caribbean just north of Venezuela, is part of the Dutch Caribbean and is famous for its unspoiled marine environment. Surrounding the island is the Bonaire National Marine Park, established in 1979, which protects coral reefs, mangroves, and seagrass beds. This long-standing conservation effort has made Bonaire one of the top diving and snorkeling destinations in the world, with exceptionally clear waters and vibrant marine biodiversity. Covering an area of about 288 square kilometers, Bonaire's landscape ranges from rocky hills in the north to salt flats in the south. The capital, Kralendijk, is a colorful town and the center of cultural and economic life. Just offshore lies Klein Bonaire, an uninhabited islet known for its pristine beaches and coral reefs. Bonaire lies outside the main hurricane belt, giving it a warm, dry climate ideal for year-round tourism. Historically, the Spanish arrived in 1499, and the island later became a Dutch territory, with occasional British and American control during conflicts. Today, Bonaire's economy relies heavily on tourism. With the US dollar as its official currency, visitors are drawn by its nature, tranquility, and commitment to sustainable tourism, earning it global recognition as a true Caribbean treasure. Sable Island, Canada. About 300 kilometers southeast of Halifax, Nova Scotia, Sable Island is a 44 kilometers long, crescent-shaped sandbar famous for its history of over 350 shipwrecks, earning it the title Graveyard of the Atlantic. The island lies where the cold Labrador Current meets the warm Gulf Stream, creating dense fog, powerful storms, and shifting sandbars that have claimed ships for centuries. The first recorded wreck occurred in 1583 when the English ship Delight sank during Humphrey Gilbert's expedition, and the most recent was the yacht Merrimac in 1999. Portuguese explorer João Alvarez Fagundes likely discovered the island around 1520. In 1801, a permanent rescue station was established, followed by lighthouses in the 19th century, which reduced the number of wrecks. In 2013, Sable Island was designated a National Park Reserve. It is home to hundreds of wild horses, one of the world's largest gray seal colonies, and the rare Ipswich sparrow, which breeds only here. Access is strictly controlled, with Parks Canada overseeing conservation and limited tourism. Despite its beauty, Sable's hurricane-prone climate and treacherous waters make it one of the most dangerous places in the North Atlantic. Fadiouthe, Senegal. Fadiouthe, part of Joal Fadiouthe in Senegal, is one of the most unique islands in the world, almost entirely made of seashells. For centuries, the Serer people harvested mollusks, and their shells gradually built up to form the island's surface. The streets, pathways, and even parts of buildings are layered with shells, creating a constant crunch underfoot. A 400-meter-long wooden footbridge connects Fadiouthe to Joal on the mainland. Motorized vehicles are not used here. Residents rely on donkey carts, boats, or carry goods on foot. The island is surrounded by mangroves and dotted with Senegal's iconic baobab trees. One of its most notable landmarks is the shell-covered cemetery, where Christians and Muslims are buried side by side, symbolizing the peaceful coexistence that defines the community. Around 90% of the roughly 5,000 inhabitants are Christian, a rarity in predominantly Muslim Senegal. Despite this, the Serer cultural traditions remain vibrant. Fadioth is also the birthplace of Léopold Sédar Senghor, Senegal's first president, who grew up in nearby Joal. Visitors come not just for its beauty, but also for its atmosphere of harmony, where religion and culture blend seamlessly, making the island both a visual marvel and a symbol of tolerance. Vide Island, Iceland. Just a short ferry ride from Reykjavik, Vide Island offers a unique mix of Icelandic history, nature, and contemporary art. Settled since the 10th century, the island holds important historical landmarks, including Vide House. Built between 1753 and 1755, it is the oldest stone building in Iceland, and a church completed in 1774. Once a political and religious center, Vide is now a peaceful retreat known for public art installations. The Imagine Peace Tower, created by Yoko Ono in memory of John Lennon, beams a column of light into the sky each year from October 9th to December 8th. Another notable work is Richard Serra's Milestones, a series of basalt pillars that interact with the island's windswept landscape. Vide is also home to rich biodiversity, with around 30 breeding bird species, including puffins, and more than 150 plant varieties. Walking trails provide scenic views of Reykjavik, the surrounding fjords, and distant mountains. From mid-May to late September, ferries make the 15 to 20-minute trip to the island. With no cars and minimal noise apart from waves and seabirds, Vide offers visitors a tranquil escape from the city while connecting them to centuries of Icelandic history. That's a wrap on our video. From haunted doll shrines in Mexico to anthrax test sites in Scotland, volcanic villages in Japan, and the world's smallest lighthouse island, these islands are more than tropical getaways. They hold centuries-old secrets, rare wildlife, and resilient cultures. Some remain remote, dangerous, or off-limits, while others invite adventurous visitors ready to explore beyond the usual path. If you could visit one mysterious island, haunted, dangerous, or remote, which would you pick and why? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video about the world's strangest islands, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing adventures and fascinating stories from around the globe.